Now on the line is Bill Dettmers. Sir, how are we doing?
I'm fine, CJ. How are you?
I'm doing pretty great. And congratulations, we did project you as one of the winners for that city council race. Sir, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling really good. This was a very humbling experience for me. And I'm just so happy that the community, consolidated around myself and Doc Ayers. There's a lot of hard work ahead of us. There's a lot of healing that's going to need to be done now with the city. And I hope that, we can make the changes and take care of the things that need to be taken care of. And hopefully we'll be able to get this community behind us.
Absolutely. And, Bill, we talked about this whenever you came on the show to talk about your campaign a little bit. And it seemed like Wood River had a very, hard-fought election, to say the least. And, I mean, it's got to feel like you just said a breath of fresh air and a sigh of relief knowing now it's over. But now the work's just beginning. What's step one here when you're sworn in?
Well, like I said, when I was on your show back in February, I think we got to take a look at the budget. I think we're going to be looking at a pretty big deficit with this rec center, and that's going to be a real problem for us. So I think that's going to be one of the first things we do. But there's just so many things. I haven't even had time to sit down and think about it, but that is the number one thing. We've got to really sit down and look at this budget, because we've got to really get our expenses under control. So I think that's the first thing that we'll probably be talking about tomorrow.
Absolutely. And have you had a chance to talk to Dr. Ayers yet?
Yes, we were at the a party tonight, a campaign party, and the high winds knocked down the power lines. So we had to cut it off at 8:30. The fire department told us we had to leave. So, but yeah, we were all together, and so I just left him a few minutes ago, and he's ecstatic. We're really looking forward to working together with Jeremy Plank to get things going forward.
And I got to ask you, I was telling a few folks, it seems like when this election creeps closer and closer, you're 4 months out and then you're 4 hours out. Take us through what this day felt like for you before the results started to trickle in.
Well, it started about 9:30 this morning. I was out knocking on doors, trying to get people out to the polls. In fact, about 11:45, I came across a woman who was disabled, and her car was in the shop and she didn't have any way to the polls. So I drove her to the polls so she could vote. But that's what I've been doing the last few days, is just going out knocking on doors. But we were just at our celebration at our campaign headquarters down at the Rustic Roots tonight, and waiting for the election results came in. When the first ones came in, we saw right away that we had a significant lead, and we were very, very happy with that. And then just throughout the night, it just kept building and getting bigger and bigger.
Absolutely. And, Bill, we aren't going to keep you too long because you do have a busy night with people, I'm sure, calling you and congratulating you. We really appreciate your time, and we definitely want to get you back on this show as the developments of Wood River get underway and your term begins. But what's your message for the folks? And I'll even leave this as a broader question here for the people that watch this election from afar that don't have the opportunity. They aren't residents of Wood River. They aren't citizens, but they did watch, and in the surrounding communities, and to the citizens of Wood River. What's your message to them tonight?
My message is that we've got a lot of work ahead of us. We're going to very carefully evaluate all the options and then go through the options and make the appropriate decisions to move the city forward. We want to make sure that we're not making any drastic decisions that's going to negatively impact the community. So we want to assure the community that we're going to be very careful in our decision making, and we want to make sure that Wood River moves forward and has a great, successful future.
Absolutely. Bill, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on the election victory, and the best of luck as your term begins.
Thank you so much, CJ. Talk to you soon.
No problem. I'll talk to you too soon, sir. 9:05 on this 4th day of April. We'll take a quick break. Our election night coverage of this consolidated election continues right after this.